This is a Cambodian sweet and sour fish soup, and I know Hilay loves this dish, so I'm going to make it for her. First thing you have to do is fry off some garlic till it's lovely and crispy, so I'm going to do that straight in the pot. Okay, so first we start with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then in goes the garlic. And we just gently stir that around in the olive oil. So this is going to take about 1 to 2 minutes until it's lovely and golden, starting to turn right now. And those few little residual garlic bits in there will really add flavour to the stock. So now for the basic stock for the soup, I'm adding 4 cups of chicken stock into that lovely garlicky pot. 4 cups of water. And then I'm also adding a stock cube, and the reason why I'm doing that is because Hilay uses a tamarind powder in this soup, which is really quite pungent and sharp. And I thought I could achieve that with just a nice little Massel stock cube, which doesn't have any nasties in it, no MSG or anything. And it's actually going to give it a really authentic flavour. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to add all the aromatics to this stock, and that's going to give it heaps more flavour. So I like to start with my lemongrass. Slice straight down the middle. I halve it, and then I get my pestle. Okay, now they're a little bit more pliable, so I tie it into a knot, and that way it fits in the pot and it doesn't escape. So in she goes. Now I'm using some galangal, and I'm also using ginger. So ginger and galangal are actually related. They're both rhizomes, and they do have a similar flavour. The ginger is kind of spicy and pungent, and the galangal is also spicy, but it has a kind of earthy, piney flavour to it. Now I've got kaffir lime leaves. I always give them a bit of a squish. Chuck them in. Some chilli. I've just got 1 red chilli. And they're not very heavy on chilli in Cambodia, but I love a bit of spice. So this goes back onto the stove, and I'm going to simmer it for about 20 minutes for all of those flavours to infuse. Now it's time to prepare the fish. Now I'm using ling today. Sometimes I use barramundi, whiting, red snapper, nanagai. Ling is a fantastic fish to use in curries and soups because it holds its shape. So I'm just going to cut each fillet into 3. Flip the board, and we're going to prepare our Asian greens. So I've got some snow peas here, and they'll give this soup wonderful crunch. I'm just going to cut them on the diagonal, like so. I wonder how Hilay does it. Now, I've got some beautiful choy sum here, and there's a few reasons why I love choy sum. It's good for you, it's healthy, it's green, it's crunchy, but I love the little flowers, and I like to actually pick them off and use them as a garnish at the end. Now we're going to add some spring onions. Slice them like so, and that's all our prep done. Oh, that smells amazing. The broth is ready for me to add my sweet, sour and salty flavours. So I have 2 teaspoons of sugar, that's the sweet, 2 tablespoons of sour, and I'm using tamarind paste, and 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, and believe me, it needs it. And then also, for just a little bit more salt, a pinch of salt. Funny that. Now what I like to do here is give it a little bit of a stir. Now this is the kind of soup I would love if I had a cold or I was feeling a bit under the weather. So this has been simmering for 5 minutes. Now I'm going to add my tomatoes, pineapple and celery. And this gives the soup so much more texture and colour and flavour. And the pineapple also doubles up as the sweet and sour thing. So now all my prep's done, I just need to poach the fish in the fabulous stock. And in goes the ling, and we're going to simmer that for about 5 minutes. We don't want it fully cooked, just about 3/4 through. Smelling good. In the last 2 minutes of cooking time, I like to put my greens in so they still remain vibrant. I've got my snow peas, tuck them in, and some spring onions. And it's ready. Time to serve. Oh, look at that. It smells amazing. So citrusy and beautiful. Make sure that every ingredient is starring in the bowl. And fresh herbs take everything to the next level. A little bit of basil, a little bit of mint. And then for the really pretty bit, my little choy sunflowers, and I do love to make food look pretty. And then this is going to steal the show, you realise, the garlic, the crunchy garlic. And how beautiful and fresh is that?